Hello everybody, welcome, it's me, Mr. Kinsey, here I am, and welcome to my garden. It's a lovely sunny morning and I'm so pleased that you're here and we're going to have a great time. This is an assembly, it's you and me, and I know that you're at home and I'm at home. I don't know if you're in your garden, but I'm in my garden, and welcome. I can hear birds and the sun is shining and the sky is blue and it's absolutely great. We're going to sing a couple of songs together. But I want to talk to you today about saying goodbye, because this is our school assembly and soon it's going to be the end of the term and the holidays are coming, and we're going to be saying goodbye to our classroom. Maybe we're going to get a new teacher, maybe we'll say goodbye to a few friends, maybe we'll say goodbye to the school because you're old enough now to be going on to the academy. So we're going to be thinking about saying goodbye and the different ways in which people say goodbye to each other. And I hope that you're really going to enjoy it. But the thing that I really want you to think about is how wherever we go, Christians believe that God is always with us. So we never really say goodbye to God. God is always with us. At least that's what Christians believe. Well, I thought we'd start by singing a song, and this is a song about just how strong God is. So remember, we've sung this in school many times. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. Can you remember the actions? I hope that wherever you are right now, you'll be joining with me in the actions. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. The mountains are his, the valleys are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. Well, right where you are, join me. Here we go. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. The mountains are his. Are you doing the mountains? Are you pointing up to the mountains like that? The mountains are his, the valleys are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. Let's try that again. Wow, I feel really great out here in the sunshine today, singing about how marvelous and wonderful God is and how great he is. There's nothing, that God cannot do. He made everything. At least Christians think that. He made everything. He made the sky and the sun and the trees and the birds and you and me. And so this is a great song for us to sing. Here we go. Let's try it again. Let's see if you can remember all of the actions. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. The mountains are his, the valleys are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. Okay, there's nothing that God can't do. He's so big and he's so strong and he's so mighty. Well, we're thinking about saying goodbye to each other. And in just a while, we're going to think about that a little bit more. And let's think about how we say goodbye to each other. Some of the many ways in which each of us says goodbye when we leave someone or go from one place to another place. Let's think about that for a little bit more. Okay, everybody, I hope that you really enjoyed singing that song. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. Well, we're thinking about saying goodbye because we're coming to the end of the school year and the summer holidays are coming, and we're moving on from one class to another and maybe even from one school to another. But it's a difficult time, isn't it? Because we're not able to meet with our friends, we're not able to give them a hug, we're not able to speak to them face to face. So it's difficult to say goodbye to other people. But I'd like us just to think about that one word, goodbye. Did you know that the word goodbye means God be with you? Goodbye is just a short way of saying God be with you. Goodbye. What a wonderful word that is. God be with you. We can say goodbye in many different languages, of course. In the English language, we say goodbye. In the German language, we say Auf Wiedersehen. In the French language, we might say au revoir. And if you come from Kenya and you speak the Swahili language, you might say kwaheri, kwaheri. All of these words mean goodbye. Or we don't have to use words when we say goodbye to people. We can use gestures. We can use our hands. For instance, we can blow someone a kiss. Mwah, mwah, when we say goodbye to someone. We can wave when we say goodbye to someone, with one hand or with two hands. We can also, when we want to say goodbye to someone, we can send them a card and put a little message in it and tell someone how much we care about them and we love them and how much we're going to miss them. When you're going from primary school to secondary school to the academy, you can sign a t-shirt. I know that's not very easy to do right now. Or you could send a text or a video message. There are lots of ways that we can say goodbye to other people. We always, of course, have to ask an adult in our house about the best way to say goodbye to someone. I want to read to you something from God's book, the Bible. Christians believe that the Bible is God's book. Jesus said goodbye to his disciples. Remember, his disciples were his close friends. He said goodbye to them once when he was going back to heaven. And this is what happened. Jesus, after he had been crucified, came back to life again. And then for 40 days, he proved to his friends and his disciples that he was still alive, even eating food with them. One day he was with the disciples in Jerusalem, and he was about to go back to heaven. And he told his disciples to stay in Jerusalem because he wasn't going to leave them alone. Although he was going to go away, and he was saying goodbye to them, he wasn't going to leave them by themselves. He was going to send a helper, God's Spirit, the Holy Spirit. And then his disciples and his friends should spend their time telling other people how good and kind Jesus is and how he wants everybody to be his friend. Well, as they were watching him and listening to him, the disciples saw Jesus just simply go up. And they watched him as he went up and up and up into the clouds. And then there were two angels there. We know that they were angels because they were dressed in white. And the angels said to the disciples, "Why are you looking up? Jesus is going to come back in the clouds the same way as he went up. One day he's going to come back." Well, how did Jesus say goodbye to his disciples? Well, he said goodbye to his disciples by telling them that he was going to send them a helper, God's helper. The Holy Spirit was going to come to them. Well, there are lots of ways that we can say goodbye to our friends and to the people that are all around about us, if we're going away from them or they're going away from us. We can wave, we can blow a kiss, we can send a card, we can send a message or a text, but remember that before we ever do that, we must always check with an adult in our house. We could draw, perhaps, a picture of a happy memory that we have of someone and give them that picture. That would be a lovely way of saying goodbye to other people. Well, I wonder how you might say goodbye to your friends in school. You're not going to see them for a while, or perhaps you're not going to see them in your school. Perhaps you're moving on to another school, to the academy. Well, perhaps one of the things that you can do is you can talk with your parents or an adult in your house and ask or have a chat with them about a really good way that you could use to say goodbye to someone. Something that you could do which would say goodbye to them but show them at the same time how very much you care for them and how much you're going to miss them. And remember that Christians believe that God never says goodbye to us, that he always, always is with us wherever we go and whatever we do. Okay, hasn't it been great to be with each other? Here you are in my garden. Well, we're almost coming to the end of our little time together today. We've been thinking about saying goodbye in the many different ways that we do say goodbye to one another. And we've been doing that at a time when it's difficult to say goodbye to other people, particularly our good friends, because we can't see them and we're not with them every day like we would be in school. But perhaps if you have a chat with an adult in your house, you'll be able to think of ways that you can say goodbye to your friends if you have to do that. And remember that the word goodbye is just a short way of saying God be with you. That's where we get our word goodbye from. Well, I thought we'd finish this time together by singing a song that we often sing in the school. And it goes like this. I hope that right where you are, right now, you'll join with me in singing this song. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got all of our teachers in his hands. He's got all of our teachers in his hands. He's got all of our teachers in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got my school in his hands. He's got my school in his hands. He's got my school in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got all of my friends in his hands. He's got all of my friends in his hands. He's got all of my friends in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the bridge of dawn in his hands. He's got the bridge of dawn in his hands. He's got the bridge of dawn in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got all of my family in his hands. He's got all of my family in his hands. He's got all of my family in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. I really hope that you've had a great time and that you've enjoyed this time that we spent together. And I hope to see you really soon. And I hope that I'll also be able to see you soon in your school. Bye-bye for now. Bye.